Hey, welcome back, multifamily investors. We're in Spanaway, which is just right next to JBLM. We call that locally. It's Joint Base Lewis McChord. It's a military base. You get a lot of military pool of tenants around here. Come on into this fourplex that Rebecca and I are looking at. They're side-by-side duplexes, and they are 2-bed, 1 baths. It's built in the 60s, but this has been totally rehabbed. You know, same thing, the same flooring we see in all these days. Newer white cabinets. You do have a stacked washer dryer in the kitchen, and you can go back and watch my video. I ask people what they prefer, if this or nothing, and they always say, I'd rather have a washer dryer in the kitchen than nothing at all. I don't understand these old water turn-off valves here, the hot and cold. I think they were for an old washer dryer setup somehow in here because the water supply lines have their own shut-off under here. New stuff here. You've got a nice private backyard, more or less back up to a green space, so it's never going to be built up back there at all with a patio kind of fenced in. If you have pets on both sides, you do get a lot of traffic noise. I don't know if you can hear that. We're on the Spanaway loop, and it's what, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, so you got all that busy morning traffic. The downside is it's on septic, and that's kind of one of the things that I look as a deal breaker. The other thing that's interesting is got a low outlet there that's kind of was not planned, or with the trim, you got these low light switches as you come in here. You have this little half switch spot here. So your hot water tank's right here out in the open. It's not even enclosed. Bathroom looks nice. And then you've got your 2 bedrooms. And that is pretty much it. So we'll go outside next. So this is the outside of this 4-unit in Spanaway. It's a side-by-side duplex for $975. I don't recall the rents. Do you know the rents, Rebecca? I don't remember off the top of my head. Okay, we'll get back to you on that. Should put in a little thing right here. Right there. There's the rent. Nice little vacuum here holding up the caution tape for the work that's going on around here. I love the creativity. Kind of unattractive to the tenants. You get a lot of noise from the Spanaway Loop Road here. This is morning traffic too. That's kind of a turn off. And this huge tree is making a mess of the roof, and that tree's making a mess. Outside doesn't look too bad. They freshly painted it and stuff like that. It has new windows, but it's on septic, and the driveway needs a lot of work. I mean, you got gym equipment also blocking the potential hazard here. Very well around here, I can tell. Well, hey, it's a nice lull in the traffic. So there you go. That's kind of what it's like when it's quiet, but that's not the norm this time of day, 5 days a week. We will. I'll run the numbers for this one. I'm pretty sure it's not going to work at 975. That seems pretty rich, especially because it's on septic. You know, a busy road, and the units aren't. They're a little smaller for 2-bed. But stay tuned. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back, multifamily investors. We are looking at the numbers on this fourplex that we just did a tour of. We'd like to see this, right? Motivated seller. That is a good sign. And you may remember from the video I spoke to, it is on septic. Something to keep in mind, okay? And you know, I'm not quite sure about the numbers, but we do a snapshot based on whatever's in the listing, and we ballpark other things if something's missing. But I did it at full price, 25% down. Rates are kind of fluctuating in the mid sixes right now, so I think 675 is probably realistic. I plugged in their current rents, and then I just bumped up to the max that they're getting for all of them as a pro forma. So the max was $17.95. They're all exact same units. So the pro forma is going to say all $17.95. But here's the good thing is on the actual, we are seeing a DSCR of over 1.25, which is always good, and even over a 5 on a cash for year 1. Now, again, this is assuming they all stay at this, right? And this also assumes zero management. So if you self-manage, right, you're going to keep your operating expense at under 15%, which is really good. But it is, you know, it's something to think about with all the landlord-tenant laws that are changing. You may want to consider an 8%, which my PM will offer, one of my PM partners, not my company. And you're still going to be cash flow positive, about $687 a month, which is 3%. But by year 2, if you bump these all up, you could be looking at 6. So on paper, and I'm accounting for a 3% vacancy there too, if you happen to bump somebody enough here that they boom out, maybe. But it's probably unlikely just to get them all to 795 that you're going to have this. But again, I like to be very conservative for my clients, for myself. I like to budget something there, and I like to budget PM. And so if you look at our snapshot here, that goes down with the PM in it. So it gets under 1. So that's why it's yellow, not red. Your Your all cash in would be 273, 125. Current as is day one should be worst case about that. Once you have your principal pay down as well, almost a 6% return. And then over here, if you have to include the vacancy that I did, keeping the PM in place, you still should be getting about 6 something a month. That's counting the vacancy and everything. But I like to be conservative. I think this is on paper a decent deal. It's definitely not a home run. It's what we're looking for, right? In baseball terms, base hits or doubles or even triples. And but this is penciling better than a lot that I've seen lately. And it says motivated seller, so let's squeeze them a little bit more, right? Let's come in at 922. We never offer round numbers, right? My followers, we never offer round numbers like 925, 950. So you get 922. Now it's starting to really get good. Even with the PM involved, even with the vacancy. So if any of you have any questions or have any interest in this, please let me know. It's been on the market how many days now? Let me see here. It's been on the market 90 days. So there is some probably motivation there. They have not dropped the price once in those 90 days, but they do speak right off the bat, motivated seller. So there you have it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're interested in doing a deeper dive into this, I'm happy to help. And thank you for watching.